Okay, so we're on to the last two parts now of our compass project, and those two parts are part 8, the roller holder, and part 9, the compass pin. Okay, so we're going to waste no time and we're going to start straight into step 1. So the first thing I want to do is to create a part studio. So I'm keeping all my work in the same document. Make sure that you're doing that. And I'm going to rename this roller holder. Okay, and going back to my document, and I'm going to start this step 1. So sketch this shape onto the top plane. Use a 3-point arc to create the arc, and use coincidence in the sketch relations menu to fully define the arc. Okay, so we're going over here to OnShape and we're sketching onto the top plane. And I'm going to start with a line. So I'm going to go through the origin like that, and I'm just going to press escape then. And I'm going to go to these relations, and I'm going to make the origin the midpoint of this line. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is to mention that line. It's going to be 10.4, so I'm going to get that part of the sketch out of the way to start. So 10.4. So I have a line now with the origin as its center point. Next thing I want to do is go over to this 3-point arc. Okay, so we see here that when we hover over it, it says create an arc using 3 points. So click to indicate the starting point. That's going to be the first click. So 3 points, 3 clicks. Click number 1 is going to indicate the starting point. Click number 2 is going to indicate the end point, and 3 is going to indicate the radius. Okay, so clicking here. First point is going to be on this line. Second point is going to hopefully be on this center line here, and then third point is going to be, okay, we're just going to hover it, but it's going to be around here. Okay, and the radius of that arc then is going to be 13, so I can just change it to 13. And I can try to do the same thing over here again, so 1, 2 and 3, and that radius is 13 as well. Okay, and this point is going to want to be on this line, and this point is going to want to be on this line as well. Okay, so we might have over-defined our shape. Brilliant. So I can do that again now fairly quickly. So sketch onto the top plane, through the origin, using the midpoint. Click here, click the point, that's going to be the midpoint. Mention that to 10.4. Get my 3-point arc, 1, 2, and close enough to that line is going to be 3, and change that to 13. And do the same thing over here, 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be 13, and coincident 1 and 2. Okay, so that's obviously moved both dots up there. So green tick now, and that's our shape drawn, step number 1. So step 2 is to extrude that by 1.5 millimeters. So go up here to extrude, clicking on our sketch, and extruding it by 1.5 mil. Green tick once that's done, and we're going to get a shape like this. Okay, step number 3. Sketch normal to the left of the shape as shown. So we're sketching kind of onto this back surface of the shape. Sketch this rectangle onto the surface symmetrically. So this is going to be centered, this rectangle. Extrude the rectangle by 2 mil. So 8 by 1.5. So back here, and as we said, we're looking in at this left side of the shape, and I'm going to do a sketch onto this surface, and I'm going to sketch a corner rectangle. and if I dimension that to be 1.5 tall, by 8, and then again I can use this midpoint or I can change that to 1.2. So it was 10.4 this line, 10.4 plus 2.4 plus 8 is going to give me 10.4. So that also centers it as well. So green tick that. So there is my shape, and I'm extruding that 2 millimeters into the shape. So it has to be in this direction. So extrude this surface this direction by 2 mil. Green tick once we finish that. Okay, step 4. Select normal to the left of the shape again as shown. Sketch an arc onto the top surface and extrude by 9 millimeters into the shape. Okay, so looking straight in at the left, I'm going to grab this sketch onto this plane, and I'm going to grab this 3-point arc again, 1, 2, and change this dimension to 1. Okay, and extruding that now by 9 mil. Okay, into the shape again. Green tick once we're finished, and again we have a shape like this now. Fillet the hard edge with a 1 mil radius. Okay, so that would be this edge that we're talking about here. Okay, so we're going to fillet that with a 1 mil radius. So I'm going to go to my fillet feature, I'm going to set my radius to 1, and I'm going to just fillet that edge here and this edge here. Okay, green tick once we finish that. Select sketch. For the plane to sketch, select the highlighted face shown, so this face under here, so we're sketching on this bottom face. Once selected, click normal to the top plane and sketch a radius 1 millimeter circle as shown. So, I'm going to go sketch, selecting this bottom plane, going looking in at the top plane here now, and I'm going to sketch a circle. So on this center line I'm going to sketch a circle that's a radius of 1 mil, so the diameter of 2, and the dimension there is 5 mil away from that front face. So dimensioning that from the center to here is going to be 5. Just double check that. .5, so be careful there, that's actually 1.5, it's not showing very well. Okay, so that's actually 1.5. Green tick, and we have our sketch here, and that's actually sketched onto this bottom surface. Okay, extrude the sketch a distance of 0.5 mil. Okay, so extrude this sketch a distance of 0.5 mil. Green tick. Okay, so we see we've extruded it down in this direction. Select mirror, select part mirror. Entities to mirror is the whole part. Mirror plane is the top plane. Okay, so we're actually mirroring this whole part here now across this bottom surface. So to do that, click on mirror. and we're clicking on part mirror, and we're clicking on the entities to mirror is going to be this whole part, and the planes to mirror is going to be this bottom plane. And it's going to just flip that whole thing, so it's like looking at it there. If it was on water, we'd have the reflection directly underneath it. Green tick, and that is our part now nearly complete. Step 9, view normal to the back surface of the shape and draw a radius 1mm hole in the center of the surface. Extrude, remove the circle up to next. So we're taking the circle out of that whole shape. So looking in at the back, so at the left again, and we're going to go to sketch onto this surface, and we're going to sketch a circle. A diameter of 2mm, green tick, extruding that, remove, and we're going up to next, taking that whole circle out of the back there. Okay, perfect. Draw a helix with a pitch of 1mm inside the hole created in step 9. So again, we're going to plane, we're going to helix, we're going to choose this cylindrical cut, and we're going to change the turns to pitch, and we're going to change the pitch to 1mm, I think it said. Yeah, 1mm. Okay, green tick. So we've now drawn our helix inside that. We should see a shape like that. Okay, so click normal to the top plane. Like so. To the right of the screen, just above the Appearances tab, there's an icon for Camera and Render Options. Okay, so the icon is shown. So we're looking for this guy here. The shape is currently shaded. Change the shape to translucent. This will give a better view of the helix. Okay, so we actually want to see that helix. We can't see it inside. But if we change this to translucent, it's going to change the shape into a shape that we can see through. And we can see that helix now a lot clearer. Step 12. Sketch this shape onto the top plane again. Use the pierce relation to attach the sketch to the helix. Okay, so that is a rectangle that is 0.5 by 0.1. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to sketch. And I'm sketching onto the top plane. And I'm going to sketch a corner rectangle, just here like this. Okay, and this is 0.1 by 0.5, as we said. And this relation here, pierce, is going to pierce this curve, and make sure it's the outside edge of the rectangle. Okay, so we want to actually be able to cut into this helix, so it's actually this one in this case. Okay, so this edge here. So we want to take the cut from this surface out here and this surface out here, not from the inside of the shape like last time. So it's actually this surface here. Okay, and if I green tick that now and go back into that sketch, I can just move this edge over like this and try to just center it on the helix. Okay, so we should have a sketch something like that. Okay, select sweep, select remove sweep. Faces and sketch regions to sweep will be the sketch created in step 12, and sweep path will be the helix. Green tick once complete. So we're going to sweep, which is this one here. Faces and sketch regions to sweep will be this sketch here, so sketch number 6. The sweep path is going to be the helix, and we're actually sweep removing as well. Green tick once we're finished, and we'll see that we're after taking a cut all the way down now along that helix. Okay. Okay, remove translucency and edit the appearance of the object. Okay, so that's step 14. So go back here and go back to shaded. I like to hide this curve, so this helix curve makes it a lot neater to look at. I also like to hide my origin and my 3 planes and any other planes that I might have created throughout making that shape, which I haven't made anymore. Okay, we're obviously left with a shape like this. Last thing I want to do is change the appearances of it. So going to part 1, just going to change it to this colour here. I'm going to change the same one to part 2. And just make sure you green tick it once you're finished editing it. Okay, so that now is our shape for the roller holder. I'm going to go over here now, create a new part studio, and I'm going to call this compass pin. I think the last one is called compass pin, yeah. And we're going to try to make this shape here. Okay, so sketch a radius 1.5 millimeter circle on the top plane with the origin as its center. Extrude by 2 mil. So onto the top plane, I'm going to sketch, and I'm going to sketch a circle. Diameter of 3 mil, and I'm going to then extrude that by 2 mil. To make a very small cylindrical shape like so. Step 2. Sketch a radius 1 millimeter circle on the top surface of the extrude with the origin as the center. Extrude the circle 10 mil to create a long cylindrical shape. So looking in at the top, sketching onto this plane a circle, diameter of 2, that's going to be extruded by 10 mil. Green tick once we're finished. Sketch this shape onto the front plane, extrude remove through all. So we're sketching a 1 by 1 square onto the top plane here. Front plane, sorry. So onto the front plane. So have a look, where is that? That's here. Zoom in, and I'm going to sketch a center rectangle onto this shape like this. That's going to be 1 by 1, as we said, and I can use the midpoint tool to get this line and this midpoint. Green tick and remove through all. So I'm going to extrude that, extrude remove, okay, and we're just removing it like that. Green tick. Okay, the final thing we want to do then is edit the object appearance. So going over here and choosing a silver color. So I'm going to choose this one, or maybe even, yeah, this one's nicer. Green tick, and hide my planes. And I always rename my part over here on the side as well, so rename that as compass pin. Do the same for the roller holder. Okay, we can call that roller holder then as well. And those are our 9 parts made. So we have the leg, we have the top, we have the roller, we have the lead, we have the wheel, we have the spike, we have the lead, and we have the roller holder and the compass pin. Okay, so we have all 9 parts. In the next video, what we want to do now is bring them parts together into an assembly. Okay, and when we have it all assembled together, we'll hopefully have a shape very similar to this. Okay, so all our parts together will give us a compass like this. And once we're finished the compass, we're going to do a working drawing for the compass. So this would be an example of a working drawing for a compass. So what we have here is our elevation, our plan, and our end view. We have a section view of the shape. We have an isometric of the shape. We have an exploded view of the shape. We have a bill of materials, and I will also share with you a template here. So we have our date, we have the assembly, we have our name, and we have our page 5 of 5, and we have everything there. Okay, and we can do, once we have one done, we can do drawings for all of our parts then as well. Okay, so hope you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.